Eric Watson.
Hello, Andrew Whipple. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. I'm actually really looking forward to this live stream chamber game because friggin' Broken Age. It's finally out.
It's finally out. Yes, this is
Unbelievable.
this is the Double Fine adventure. This is the big the game that opened the floodgates of crowdsourcing, really, into
It really is.
multi-million-dollar numbers.
You've been really into this, so I'm curious to see what Double Fine has actually brought out here. There's a lot riding on this game, right?
I really think so. I think it's definitely the most high-profile game that's come out of Kickstarter, just because it was the first one that really kind of broke the mold and had tens of thousands of people flock to it based on, I think, Double Fine's pedigree and Tim Schafer's name, and they just kind of kept saying, hey guys, remember old school adventure games? Those are pretty awesome, right? So I think, one of the first ones to really capitalize on that feeling of nostalgia for an old game genre. And yeah, the amount of people that backed. I was, full disclosure, I'm definitely a backer and a huge fan of both adventure games and Double Fine. And definitely looking forward to checking it out.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good time to say, too, that we'll eventually have a review on the site, and, well, you can just go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely be having a review pretty soon. They actually released it just to backers right now and the press, and they were originally going to have a review embargo, but then because of the kind of just the chaos and the energy and excitement surrounding the release, they actually took down the review embargo and said, okay, you know what, screw it, you guys can talk about it and review the game, go ahead. So again, it's been an interesting exercise in like how this kind of thing works. Is I think this kind of thing is new in a lot of ways. It's just such a high profile game from such a unique development process too. That's been very open especially for people that have backed it. So, but this is we're playing this on Tuesday on the day of release for Broken Age. So the only people that have played it are backers and press, and people that have been playing it all day to get a review cranked out, I suppose.
So that's probably about, well, it'll be less than 95,000 people. I think that was about the amount that actually came in during that time.
Yeah, yeah. It should. I believe the final release date is in 2 weeks, maybe. It's definitely coming soon, and this is only part 1, because what they decided was
so it is a series.
Yeah, they're kind of going with the episodic angle. They were going to do early access, but they decided not to do that. Instead, just make it more of an episodic thing, kind of like the Telltale games, and just release a part 1. But when you purchase it, you purchase the whole game, so you'll just get part 2 for free whenever it comes out later on. But they'll use, some of the funding to help finish the game. Because really, the scope just kind of ballooned way out, because this is obviously not near the original scope and money that they were expecting to get. So.
Now, how do you feel about that? Do you like it to where you actually have to wait for an extended period of time to get to this? Or do you think it actually brings more to the genre? I mean, I guess I'll interrupt myself here, but it just seems really strange, because the common theme of Kickstarters, especially this one that really set off the fireworks, it's just games that are based on nostalgia, games that would never get any kind of funding from big storied publishers. It just can't happen. And now that we actually have the ability to personally fund games that we want to play, do you actually like the episodic content?
Well, it wasn't the original design for the game. When they were developing it, it was about halfway through the documentary series where they were like, oh god, this is way bigger than we were planning, and we're going to run out of money and all this kind of thing. And I think they made the right decision ultimately, and I guess time will prove that one way or the other. But I think they create it to where there's a nice kind of beginning, middle, and end just for this part 1, and I think this is meaty enough where it can count as a full release on its own. Episodic content overall, it's okay. I think for adventure games it's interesting because you can kind of create those interesting story moments. My biggest beef, which is kind of a side thing, is I think right now it just takes so long between episodes that people compare it to like TV shows or something. But at TV shows have whole seasons, and then it's every week, or maybe they'll take a month hiatus. And a lot of the episodic content we see is like every 2 months or maybe even longer, which is a long time to go for a short amount of content. But overall, if it's a choice between having a game like this and have it be, you know, a 2-episode thing that's split up by a couple months, then fine. I want this to happen. So if that's the way it happens, then I'm okay with it.
All right, then shoot. Why don't you show us the game?
Yeah, let's fire up some Broken Age. We'll just be starting a new game. I have only played just a little bit, enough to kind of show off the beginning. And we're only going to be showing the very beginning of the game for both characters, which kind of serves as a nice little introduction. There's a major story point that happens with each character, kind of as a catalyst that will serve as a nice stopping point for each person. And because from there it gets pretty spoilery. So at the very beginning, we see the two characters. There's Vella on the left and Shay on the right. Vella lives in a village and Shay lives on a spaceship. And that's pretty much all you can know from the picture. So at the very beginning, we can actually choose which character we want to play. So would you rather see the spaceship or the village?
All right, we're gonna have to. I gotta go with the spaceship.
Okay. Let's check out what Shay's
it.
story's like.
So these people are from just two completely separate worlds.
As far as we know so far, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
rise and shine, son. You better get up.
Huh.
I'm almost off.
Now,
duty.
how
Mom's gonna
deeply
be
have
here
you actually
soon,
gotten
and
into
you know how
this?
she is.
Oh,
Here she comes.
maybe 45 minutes. Not
Have a
very
great
far,
day,
I would
Shay.
think.
There's my little angel.
And that's what's spending a lot of time just screwing around.
Snooze.
No more snoozies for my little spaceman this morning. Oh, I hope no bad tinkle fairies came and wet your
I do
bedtime
miss adventure
tonight.
games. I'm glad that this exists.
Yes.
Come on and get
Despite
up, Shay.
despite
Lots
what
of
people are going to
important
actually think of it
adventures
when
to
they're
go
done
on today.
with its
Get up
entirety.
now, Mr.
It's
Man,
nice
or
to
I'll
just
turn on
see
the
this
news
stuff come
sound.
back.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, you asked for it.
I don't think adventure games were ever dead, but it's nice that a game like this is getting such a huge, high-profile release and everybody's scrambling to get reviews done and everything. I do think that's really cool.
Right, because adventure games do still exist.
Mostly in Germany.
Mostly in
Daedalic
Germany.
creates
right?
some awesome adventure games.
Yeah, Daedalic does. I mean, Telltale still makes some pretty cool adventure games. I really love The Walking Dead, and
For sure.
that's great. And Primordia, I think that's been a pretty cool adventure game.
Yeah,
there's
What Did
a
I?
couple of other India studios, yeah, that mess around with that stuff. But you are right. This is important for
What a good
multiple
boy.
reasons.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so walk us through like the gameplay. Is this really just a conventional adventure game? What's different about Broken Age?
It's very point and click, and a lot of the
Hey, easy, computer.
a lot of the
Oh,
spaceship
quit
stuff,
being so
especially, is
shy. I need to
cutscenes
change
that
your
we're just
diaper.
watching. That kind of helps set up the story and the boy's situation. Which you may recognize
Choco Rockets?
some pretty big voice acting. We've got Elijah Wood plays the voice of Shay, the boy, and Jennifer Hale plays the voice of the spaceship mom, which you may know as Commander Shepard. She's a pretty big, famous video game voice actor.
It definitely has
Yikes.
humor
Oh, hey.
to it.
Cinnamons.
You're just
Mhm.
looking through it, the food, and you're getting yourself dried and ready for the day. Like
I'd
Choco
rather eat a
Rockets, you know.
Honey Rollers.
I appreciate that so far.
Yeah.
No thanks, computer.
Nebulumps.
What are all the different cereal options?
Yuck. You know I hate that.
Soylent Dreams.
I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't actually expecting such high quality voice acting, although
Yeah.
I haven't heard enough yet. But those are some
Affirmative.
huge names.
Food
Mhm.
selection approved.
Do you have any idea? Is this supposed to be a more serious
Good
game,
morning,
or
Commander Shay.
is it just going to be present for like the gameplay and the story? Because I am assuming old school adventure game. You know, Tim Schafer's involved.
Can't wait to start
So there has to
mission
be-
nutrition.
there has to be some huge focus on that.
Just pick me up and we'll
Yeah,
start
it'll be interesting to
getting you
see. I
off
think
the
it'll definitely
spaceship.
have a kind of
Is
maybe
something
a
wrong,
fairy
Commander
tale
Shay?
type motif or something.
Please
I mean,
say
I'm sure it'll have a lot of
something,
jokes in it, but it feels like in the art
Are you
style
waiting
and stuff, it
for
feels like it'll have a very
another
much a poignant
spoon?
center to it also. Maybe some kind of a coming
We
of age
could
tale.
send in a replacement, but I have to
The
let
spoon
you know
just
I
keeps
requested
talking.
this mission specifically.
All right,
Yes,
Spoon.
you won't be sorry, Commander.
So our first puzzle is to use the spoon on the cereal.
Once more into the Milky Breach.
I should really use this
I wonder
on
how they're
food,
gonna deal
not
with
myself.
As you command,
the
sir.
problems that
But I'm up for
adventure games
anything.
have for a lot of people, where you have to just go into one room and click or molest everything.
Yeah, they've definitely simplified
Stay on alert. I think there might be
a lot of
food
the
around.
UI
Always,
elements.
sir.
There's only, one kind of interactable, and you can see when you hover your mouse over things instantly whether something's interactable or not. You see the icon is by default a crosshair, and it'll actually turn into like a sun-looking thing whenever it's something you can click on. And then even when you're on your inventory, when you click and drag an item, anything you can interact with it will light up. So it does help a little bit in terms of the pixel hunting stuff. It streamlines a lot of that.
It's happening.
Yeah,
It's
that's the
really
phrase I
happening.
was looking for, just
Now,
pixel
sir,
hunting,
I
because there
don't
have
just
been
serve
games
food.
that are like
I
that.
also
And
serve
Yeah.
nutrition facts
it's
and
pretty
eating
annoying.
encouragement.
It is,
For
but
instance,
what really
that
keeps you
last
playing
spoonful
is
was
just how
exactly
you're presented with the
7.1
characters
calories.
in the story. I mean, that to me is the core of any kind of adventure game.
Sure.
Commander, aren't you excited to see what the big deal is? Up on the bridge? No? Well then. Want to know the
Now, we
viscosity
should
of this
say
synthetic milk?
with this, I like what you're doing,
Okay, computer.
taking control of the new
What's the big
PC
emergency?
section on the
I wish
website.
you'd call me Mom,
Eric
sweetie.
actually isn't going to
I wish
personally
you
review
called me
this
Captain,
game.
computer.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty cool
Captain
decision
Sweet.
that you made.
Let's get down to
I mean,
business.
it's respectful
We are
because I think a
currently
lot of
tracking
people do.
multiple developing
This brings
crises
up
that
the
need
whole
urgent
Kickstarter
attention.
argument as well.
First
If
of
you're
all,
part
a
of the press,
massive avalanche
like
has
we
been
are,
reported on the planet Galartica.
and you kickstart that
There's a
game,
runaway train in
don't
System
you have
7 that's
some
headed for
sort
Spike
of
Canyon.
bias like
We've
towards
also
that?
received
Like,
a
aren't you
mayday
going to be
signal from
more?
the vessel Friendship
You're gonna have
Circle. They're
favoritism
under
towards
attack.
that game because you do
And-
want it to
uh-oh,
succeed.
this just
People
came
have
in.
different arguments
My
about this.
sensors are reporting an
Yeah,
entity
I think
of
it's a
unknown
it's a
origin
sticky
has attached
situation,
itself to the hull of
and it's
this
one that people are
very
just now
ship.
having to
What are
deal.
your
I mean, not
orders,
just now. There's been Kickstarter games in the
Captain?
past, but there's going to be some high-profile ones coming out, and especially as you get more development that's so open. I mean, Double Fine has been producing all these documentaries for Broken Age, and then they've been doing these live team streams for Massive Chalice every 2 weeks. So they've really done a good job of kind of opening up the whole development phase and making that so transparent that it does seem like really hard to be able to take a non-biased approach and just look at the game as entertainment product from a critical standpoint. So yeah, ideally, I mean, obviously, I think full disclosure should always be made if someone's a backer. But ideally, I think you should try and have someone that has not been directly involved as a backer. And you could certainly still be a fan and all that. And obviously, there are members of the press that want to be backers and be able to support the games that they like. I don't think they should be barred from being on Kickstarter because they're still gamers ultimately.
Right,
But,
right. People used to. I remember at GameSpot, I think back in the day, required that you actually go out and you spend your own money on the review copy.
Yeah.
So it would affect you a bit more. Because I'm looking forward to a couple of Kickstarters that should be coming out this year. I think the next closest one coming up is Shovel Knight, and I just wanted to bring that up to you to see where you stand.
There's going to be a lot coming out this year. I think starting with Broken Age, this is going to be the year of big Kickstarters seeing releases. We're going to see Wasteland 2. We're going to see Pillars of Eternity. I mean, some really big multi-million-dollar projects are going to come out, and they're going to receive a lot of press and coverage for that, and it'll be interesting. But I think ultimately you want to try to find have a reviewer that hasn't been hopefully maybe not a backer, but still interested enough in the game to give it a good non-completely biased review.
Right. So, what the hell is going on with this game? It looks weird. dare I
Yeah.
say, it looks kind of kiddie.
Yes, so you're starting to realize that like maybe this kid has been doing this same thing forever because he's got all these little kitty toys everywhere. His little spaceship console is actually like obviously a little kid thing with squeaky toys. Which one do you want to explore, Andrew? We can do the avalanche victims, runaway train, the friendship circle, or the foreign body outside.
Well, what in the hell is the friendship circle?
I want
to
Friendship
see.
circle.
Yeah, I want to see how kiddie like this is, right?
That's
I mean,
exactly the
ship
first one I
is
chose when I
continues
first played.
To the teleporter.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was like, to the friendship circle.
Yeah, let's do
I'm
the
aboard the
avalanche.
distressed vessel, Friendship Circle.
Or
I found one of the
friggin'
crew.
friendship circle. I don't care. Yeah. I just.
Fake
I
controls.
don't know, man.
What a
Yeah, I'm
surprise.
expecting something crazy to happen. I always had these dreams of somebody
More
coming out with a
fake
game
controls.
that looks like something, and then it just totally
Fake.
pulls a like
Fake
180,
controls.
and it's
What a
just a
surprise.
completely different game. Maybe this is gonna be it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so. It's interesting the kind of story they're trying to pull. There's certainly, I think there are tones of something more sinister and serious underneath it all, but I think there will also be some, pretty great jokes running throughout.
What happened?
Yeah, I hope so. It seems cool right now. Definitely weird. That's what I was hearing from some people today. I mean,
From an
there's like a
enemy
yarn
vessel?
creature
Or an
right there
alien
that's
creature?
moaning.
Or
Poor
did you
yarn
attack
creature.
yourselves in a fit of space madness? Yes?
They're into this.
Special nutrition paste for you today. Space meat in a blanket. Ready for your next exciting space mission, honey?
Yeah, I don't
We've
know,
got
man.
An avalanche.
That was
a
really
runaway
creepy.
Train, a spaceship under attack, and a mysterious object on the hull.
When you initially went through this, how did you feel?
I'm intrigued about what the hell's going on, because, I mean, there is no, like, setup. You just kind of jump into the characters completely, so it's a very interesting way. There's no initial cutscene, there's no, wall of text or anything, so they really just want you to jump into the story and just kind of experience it, so...
Yeah, I don't know, because we've got like this cute look in the sun. You just got hug attacked by yarn creatures, and now it says in there that you can go back to the
We
cuddle
need to help
dungeon.
those avalanche victims.
Yeah, so you
I
can...
just I don't believe that this is how this game is gonna be.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good way to think about it. I think it starts off kind of...
Help! Someone help us!
It's supposed to make a theme of you're just doing this same crap over and
This
over
is the
again,
massive
and it's all
avalanche?
very much designed for a kid, and this guy is not a kid
Really?
anymore.
How?
It's an ice cream avalanche! Yay!
Oh God.
That's not
The
worse.
ice cream avalanche.
It's an ice cream avalanche. I mean, dude, what is this?
Hey, check this out.
It's like this kid's got...
Check out us avalanche victims over here instead!
It's like he's Richie Rich with all his little toys.
Why hasn't anyone
I don't.
seen us yet?
Like, I don't.
What happens if
I
you
don't know what to
explore?
Sound!
Discovered a strange feature over here, computer.
Just ignore that shit.
I love ice cream, but not
All right,
Discovered
so
a
you just
strange
click
feature
on
over
places,
here,
and
computer.
your dude just
Just
walks
ignore
there.
that
I mean,
shit.
is there really anything else to it? Is that it?
It's pretty much it. I mean, it's point and click, and it only has the one. Like I said, the mouse cursor actually acts as a hotspot detector in terms of you can just roll over stuff. Pretty much similar to how the Telltale games work, and instantly tell if it's something you can interact with or not. But you do actually have an inventory that you use. Obviously, in the beginning, it's pretty sparse because we're still kind of just setting things up and learning. You can see if you try and explore a little bit, the ship's like, yeah, don't worry about that. So it's getting a little interesting.
Yeah, this is not what it
Take
seems.
your time. Eating isn't a race.
Does he eat that entire mountain of ice cream?
so brave!
Oh my God.
I think I'd be sick.
You're going to love this dinner pill. Either spaghetti or aspirin.
I can't believe this is
What
happening.
mission should we go on next, sweetie?
Let's catch that runaway
I'm
train.
trying to remember
Aye, aye,
like,
Captain,
what
sweetie. To
this
System
reminds
7.
me of. It's like this kid's being brainwashed. Everything looks so awesome. It's almost like a totally different version of the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
Where-
Yeah,
instead
where
of the
this
real
whole thing
world,
is designed to kind of cater to him,
We're gonna crash into Spike Canyon.
and he's obviously starting to grow bored of this.
Bridge man is asleep
Yeah.
on the job.
I really dig the art style, though. Just the whole world looks like a painting with certain parts come to life, which is really neat looking.
It does look nice.
Wake up the bridge man! But how would we ever do that?
It's like you're being followed around by the yarn
What's that, son?
Teletubbies.
Did you
Yeah,
say
I guess they're
wake
his
up the bridge
friends.
man? That's such a good idea.
Good God.
I don't know how long I can hold on to this.
You can let go now. I got this.
Any idea how long this is supposed to be?
I don't know, actually. I would imagine the final game is maybe 8 to 10 hours of, if that's kind of the usual adventure game length. But I honestly have zero idea. They really haven't shown a whole lot in the documentary because they don't want to show spoilers.
Wake up, bridge man!
Finally!
Wake up, bridge man!
My arms were about to pop off.
I'll just click on you.
Thank you.
And how many-
Hero.
How many episodes did you say they were slated for?
Just 2. They just split it up between a part 1 and a part 2.
Okay, yeah, so this one has to be pretty
Absolutely not.
lengthy.
Yeah, yeah.
Aw.
They have a giant train inside the spaceship. This is a pretty big spaceship. Or station or something.
Thanks for keeping it safe.
Another day
What
full
if
of
the game
amazing
never
adventures
changes and this is what it is the entire time?
Yeah,
Good
it just
night.
pulls like just straight up Groundhog Day on you.
I
Like,
mean,
you can never get
I mean,
Rise
yeah.
and shine.
So much to do.
I don't know how I'd
Come on,
operate on
sweetie.
something like this. That Double Fine really did
Chocolate?
essentially start this whole Kickstarter explosion, but
Sure. What difference does it make?
I don't know how they'd operate under pressure like this. Because finally one piece is out, and it has to be amazing. Otherwise,
Your saliva
people,
has
I
a
think, would start
0.001
questioning
pH
Kickstarter and such.
imbalance.
Although, I mean, we have
May I
gotten some
suggest
pretty
what-
awesome games
What mission
from
should we go
Kickstarter
on
already.
next,
For sure.
sweetie?
This is just something that the media will point to.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's definitely going to be the biggest story. I mean, nobody's going to ignore that kind of elephant in the room. So a whole nother day passes, and he gets the
Yeah.
same shit. Like, he can choose the cereal, and then he gets sent up to his little kiddie control system, and he gets the same 4 things he can go to every time. So obviously there's some kind of just endless cycle that we need to try to break. I guess we haven't done the 4th one yet, so we'll go do
Better
that one.
suit up and investigate that foreign
Go
body.
outside.
Ooh, I don't like you going out there.
Yeah.
Let's use the safety
You can tell that he's
Come
he's
on.
bored.
Mhm.
This is gonna be one of those. Oh God, what was that movie? The Truman Show.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching this guy, and
watching.
he wants to explore where he's not allowed to. And he's like, why can't I get there? And then eventually he breaks through, and he finds out that he's being controlled by a bunch of space octopi.
Exactly. This guy has a
Okay, I'm
ridiculous
outside the
spacesuit.
ship. The foreign body must be very close by.
Yeah, so that's the story synopsis then. Both people that you can choose from are just bored of the life that they have set up for them, and they want to just try and get out of it. So
Well,
maybe
so you want to
they
switch to
swap?
Vella and see what her situation is? Because we can actually see.
You can switch on the fly?
Yes, which is actually a cool concept. You open your inventory, and she's actually a picture right there in the inventory, and we can switch. You can actually switch between the characters on the fly. which is really neat because if you get stuck on one person's puzzle, you can just switch to the other character and play with them. It's a really cool way of doing multiple protagonists in an adventure
Wow.
game. And they're in completely
Wow.
different areas, so it's like completely different puzzles and stuff too.
So how does that work though? Can you just advance to a certain point and then the game tells you, hey, you really need to go play the girl now?
You know, I haven't played far enough in the game to know if it does do that. If it says, hey, you need to play some more of the girl, or we can't advance the story. So far, they're in completely different storylines, so I just don't know yet if they. I assume obviously they come together, but
Well, did you ever play Folklore for the PlayStation 3?
no.
It was one of the first titles that really came out. Like first, I'd say titles with some hype behind it, and it had some really cool concepts. And you played two different people. You played a dude and a girl. I don't remember their names at
It
all.
appears to be something organic.
But you'd go
in
through
nature.
one
Something's
level,
telling me I should
and then you
stick my
could switch to the
face
girl,
right
and then you
into
could go through that same level, and it'd be a little bit different. But that ended up like destroying the game, in my opinion, because you essentially had to beat the game twice in order to actually get to the final
Special
level.
nutrition
Yeah.
feast for you today. Tater tot flavor.
I don't think they're gonna have that problem with Broken Age.
I thought the Cave did a pretty good job of having different playable characters, although
What mission should we
it
go
did
on
repeat
next
a lot of the
week?
content if you replayed a
Gotta
lot,
get out of
but
this routine.
it was a fun way of making it actually matter that you had multiple characters. They all had their own little storylines and own abilities you could use to do all the puzzles.
And that was really funny. No matter what happens, you think that it's going to be something malicious, and it just ends up being a tentacle, an ice
Lightning
cream
avalanche, I
avalanche,
guess.
a tentacle creature outside, ends up just being something that just
It's
gives
just
you
a-
presents.
Yeah, it's just a present. So we're stuck in this loop.
You're not gonna believe this, but
There was
So what
another
do we
ice
do?
cream
Ice cream
avalanche.
avalanche.
yay!
Weird.
Yeah, in a bit here, let's switch to Vella and see
Okay,
what she's
I'm gonna
up
open this present and see what it is, and then we can switch.
Puppy, puppy, puppy.
Does it actually appear in our
Oh,
inventory?
look. It's another Grab and Gary robot. Can't wait to put it in the trash. I mean, my collection.
I'm a little delayed, but
Come on, Grab and Gary. Be more
it's just
fun.
so
You
funny.
can do it.
Like they-
Can't you do anything except grab
you
stuff?
go back to the ice cream avalanche. It's the same people.
It's the same thing, yeah. They're like,
You're
"Come
not
play
gonna
with
believe
us."
it.
They're
But
like,
there was
"Yeah."
another ice
Gary
cream
won't pull them
avalanche.
out.
Yeah.
Take a credit card swipe.
All
Yeah.
right. This is exactly what I dreamed of. Like, I seriously dreamed of somebody coming up with this game years and years ago.
Gary, be more fun.
Not
You can do it.
specifically like this,
Can't you do
but
anything
just
except
doing
grab
something
stuff?
stupid like playing a Tetris game or like just some crappy thing, and then all of a sudden you just like fall through the world and it just explodes, and it's just like, oh, it's this
This is something
crazy
completely
action
else.
game where you have to juggle 18 guys at once, and yeah.
I don't think it'll go quite that far, but there's definitely an interesting storyline going there. Alright, so we'll switch over to the girl now,
All right.
which will be a completely different vibe, almost like a completely different game, although with the same art style, obviously.
Come on, Bella. Everybody's waiting for you. Valoria.
I am definitely interested.
Valoria, be sender
I don't think I've felt this
Guess
way
it's
about a
time to
game
face the cupcakes.
ever.
Bella.
How do you feel?
Because I've played all the King's Quest stuff, like Oddworld is some of my favorite. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if you can consider that like a straight up adventure game, because it's not point and click. Like there's other stuff that you have to do, but
Sugar bun.
I mean, it is an adventure game, right?
Sure, I think so, yeah.
You'd classify it as. Those are some of my favorite of all time.
Where the sweetness is
Something like
baked
this.
right in.
I think I could really get into it because I just know that there's something. Like it just keeps me moving because it's
Worried that I
so
chickened out?
weird.
No, I know you're not afraid
I think a
of
big part of
anything.
Double Fine's
I mean, what's to fear? This is a great
success
Right.
and their strength
Wait, I
is
can't tell if you're being
the writing
serious.
too, and I think you can
Well,
really
there is
get a
one
strong
part
feel of
that I'm
that
really
in
afraid
all
of.
the adventure
What's
games.
that?
honor. I'm afraid that
Um,
you won't get any food
I
because
mean,
I'm going to
such a big part of it is just the story
feast.
and the writing and the
Dream
dialogue,
on.
and obviously puzzle design is a huge part, which Tim Schafer's got great track results with the LucasArts puzzles.
Get a move on.
So I'm very much looking forward to this game and how Double
Hello?
Fine can put their spin on their unique brand of humor and gameplay.
Surprise!
Yeah, I'm intrigued by it.
There's
We keep
my
saying it.
Gloria.
We're not, because
Oh,
we're not
look
going to
at
get
my
there. We're
pretty
not going to
girl.
try and spoil
I
it
can't
for everybody.
believe-
But you know
Believe.
this is not
Very
what this
proud.
game is actually going to be about.
I think
Yeah.
that's what your mother is trying to say.
Oh, she's not even dressed yet?
Can we do that after cake? Come on, cake first.
Everything's so
All right, but
cuddly
come on.
and
Let's get this
lovey-dovey.
good time over with. Oh,
So a big
yes,
difference already
cake.
between
Now,
Vella's
where
story
did I
and
put that
Shay
knife?
is that Shay is basically alone,
touches that
although
cake
he's got like
until
the
I
ship
find the
and his little
ceremonial
cuddly
knife.
creatures, but it's basically just him, whereas Vella actually has a whole family here, and you can actually talk to him.
Huh.
Know where Mom's knife is, Rocky?
If I did, we'd all be eating cake right now.
Maybe the knife is under this towel.
Never gonna find it.
Dad, I hope you're not hiding that knife.
So you can't
for
hold
your
tab
own
down
good.
or anything like that, and it won't highlight anything in the room, right?
As far as I know, there's no hotspot detector, but as I said, I mean, it's really pretty easy. Like, it's you just move this
Yeah.
mouse around, and you can instantly see what changes into, you know, nothing and something, essentially.
Not until I find that knife, young lady.
Everybody's so happy in this game, though.
I know.
It's just
Eyes
like
in the
anything
back
that you
of her
find,
head,
like,
that
oh,
woman.
what could be under here? Cupcakes!
Yep.
Lavina?
What is it, girl?
I think it's some interesting story once we talk with Grandma here.
It actually
Can I
kind of
ask you
makes me
about the
feel
Maiden's Feast?
Weren't
like
you
I'm
paying
so
attention
dark
in
in
maiden
real life.
training?
Like nothing like this ever happens at all.
What is
do you
Mog
guys
Chothra?
want some apple
The
pies?
latest
They're
in
just
a
sitting
long,
out.
distinguished
Yay!
That
line
apple
of
pie is obviously
grand
poisoned.
mogs to visit our land.
Distinguished?
Well, anything that lives that long
Chug
becomes distinguished. I mean,
Yeah, what the
look at
heck is
me.
what is that?
Where do creatures like Mog Chothra come
I don't
from?
really know what's
They
going on
come
right
from
now. Like
beyond the plague
you look like
den.
you're wearing some kind of chef outfit because you've got a
I thought
you've
that
got
too.
a towel.
Well,
Yeah, you've
it's
got a towel.
the whole village is they're all bakers. it's all like
Is that what it is?
it's all food themed. Like Grandma's got all these fucking breads like sticking out of her hat.
Right, I mean, I saw that, but I just thought maybe this is just specific to the house.
How much do we know about these grand
Whole
Mogs?
village.
The grand mogs
If it's
have
all
visited our lands for
breads
as
and
long as
such, then
anyone
why are
can
we
remember.
talking
They
about
hide
fighting
in
the Mog
wilderness for
Chothra
years,
and
then they
going to the
come
plague
feed.
dam?
Yeah.
After feeding,
So there's
they
obviously
return to
something
their
sinister
land
going
and
on here also.
It was imagined breed.
The plague
You
dam,
actually imagine that?
like holding back the plague.
I want to go beyond the plague dam someday.
It's forbidden, but maybe you'll be lucky enough to be taken
voice acting
there
is great.
soon in Mog
really is.
Chothra's stomach.
Why was I chosen?
In every town visited by a grand Mog, the villagers vote for the maidens who
I like this
represent
story.
their town's best qualities.
This is
so in other
pretty cool.
words, beats me.
Mog Chothra attacks other towns?
Of course. Murdoch just had their
Your
maidens
grandma
feast
is
yesterday.
horrifying.
Yeah.
Here now.
Everybody's just so like hunky dory about it.
They're a pretty tough act to follow.
About this
Amazing
giant monster.
featherwork.
I wonder what it
Okay,
actually
I
look
think
like.
I know all I need
I
to
bet you
know
we're gonna
about
go
the
out there and
Maiden's
it's gonna
Feast.
be like some
All
kind
you need
of
to know
creature
is
that
how to
just
look pretty in
needs
your dress.
bread, or he's
We'll
like
take care of the rest.
walking knife.
So
We
why
just
don't we
fight
just
Mog
fight Mog
Chothra.
Chothra?
Silence! Talk like that.
Silence.
Ruin the maiden's feast. If you destroy the feast, Mog Chothra will destroy this village, including your family. Is that what you want?
No.
So she's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
I'd better go look for that knife.
And hurry. If we're late, you won't be selected.
I
and
don't
your
know,
family
man.
will be
If I lived in
shamed.
this place, I'd probably just run away and get eaten by the Mog Chothra.
Mom, I was just wondering, what if we fought the monster instead of feeding it?
That's my girl.
I'm telling you, Bruce.
Now
No, not
that's
Bruce.
beast
I
under
keep saying
blood
Bruce
talking.
Almighty. The Truman
Please,
Show.
my loves, don't
That's
make
what
this
this
any
is.
harder than it already is.
It's like a combination of both, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna stop speculating.
It's interesting,
Are
yeah,
the
because we don't
grandpa
really
beast
know
ended?
about the overall story yet.
You are right
Why
though.
so
I do
grumpy,
appreciate
Gramps?
the art style more and more. I wasn't so sure about it at
What
first.
this town used to stand for.
It's
Yeah,
nice.
and the animation really makes it pop too. Like it just looks really good.
I think people have to
Yeah,
realize
I'm
that
not sure how I feel about this Maiden's Feast.
these
either,
are all.
to tell
This
you
is
the truth.
hand drawn. Like this game
Fight
is
it,
not
girl.
supposed to
Stand
show
up
you
for
all the
yourself.
like the
Hope we're not
bells and
filling that
whistles
girl's
of
head with
like
nonsense
friggin' revengeance that we just did. Like you're not gonna slice people in half and see all the intricate designs on their insides. It's just not that kind of game. This is more about you exploring, talking, and
Why do you
experiencing.
hate the Maiden's
Yeah,
Feast,
exactly.
Grandpa?
This is
Because
like
this
just
used
it's like
to
reading
be
a good
town
book
of
or something, I think.
warriors. It's a
But
travesty, Vella.
with hopefully some pretty awesome puzzles and cool story turns too.
Do you know where Mom's knife is?
Come on, Grandpa,
Wouldn't
where's the
tell you
knife?
if I did. I'm not doing one thing to
I
help
mean, you're
with this
looking for a
chain
knife.
feast.
I know you got the knife on you. You son
Why'd
of a
we
bitch.
stop being warriors?
Lavina Clench and her ilk said there was too much bloodshed, pushed for appeasement. So we went soft. Became a town of bakers.
Bakers.
Check this out.
Hey, Gramps, want a cupcake?
Yes.
Everything is
I better
named.
go find that
Everything
knife.
in
Don't
this
you
world
dare.
looks
I hid it for a
awesome,
reason.
You
but
did
the
what?
things that are just named around you are all horrifying. While there isn't really anything that's named like that in the other world, everything just seems to be cute and cuddly and full of love
Why not?
and ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so our first puzzle is getting the knife from Grandpa, and we can bribe him with a cupcake, I believe.
Get out of here.
Grandpa loves the
For me?
cupcakes.
He could just get up and go and get one of the 1,000 that this room has.
But we're bringing him one because we're nice.
I feel like this is a hobbit den. It's just one
Split it with you?
full room.
Show us the knife, Grandpa.
I
On
can't
second
believe
thought,
this.
you can have the whole
I,
thing.
this is something that would fit in a
Now,
B
where
movie
did
that
I
I
put
joke
that
around
thing?
with my friends.
What thing?
Yeah, nothing.
Starring
I didn't say
somebody
anything.
named like Sam Francisco. You know? It's just so ridiculous. Which would be an excellent name, by the way.
Alright.
All
Got
right,
the knife.
time to serve this girl up. But first, can I ask just one more time? Honey, why don't we just kill Mog Chothra?
Here, here.
Oh, honey.
We're going to miss your sense of humor.
You could just go around. You should have given that knife to the kid over there.
Majestic.
See
Oh
what
yeah.
you do with-
See what she would have done with it.
Awe-inspiring, powerful, mysterious. But Mog
Wow.
Chothra is more than that. Merciful and generous, Mog Chothra keeps our town safe. All
We don't know what's
ask
going
is
on.
may he
This is
pick some of our
crazy.
beautiful flowers as he passes through.
It's a
Seriously.
Please come, Mog
sacrifice.
Chothra, and make your selections.
Make your selection.
How much is this game on Steam right now?
I believe it's $24.99. It might be on sale when it's first
I
coming
know he'll
out.
pick you.
Yeah,
This can't be right.
$24.99. I think for the season pass, right?
Yeah, that's for the whole thing.
Ah, should be in the center. Ha! I make myself the center anyway.
I love the designs here of all these.
Center of mass.
They're all made to look like giant cupcakes or something. Up for grabs, hot stuff, the candles, fun size.
Hey, what do you say we break out of here?
Trying to get us all
Wow.
to quit so you'll win the feast, huh? Well, it's not gonna work on me. I'm in it to win it, baby.
You're making me hungry.
I'm trying to make Mog Chothra hungry. These girls have it all backwards. Think it's attractive to starve themselves.
Want to trade something for a bite of that drumstick?
What do you got?
Yeah, so it looks like it's starting
How about the satisfaction of
pretty
helping out a
quick.
fellow
They
maiden?
just are deciding like,
Sounds
eh,
good,
well,
but
we need
not
to.
half the satisfying
we gotta do
as this
something.
Drumstick.
Mm-hmm.
Need a towel?
At least Vella is.
Yeah, so she's obviously in
The
a
other guy has.
bad situation and she needs to get out of.
Morning, you buzzard! I will
Well, I wouldn't even say it's a bad situation. It was just weird.
Never mind.
Like, I don't even, what are they doing right now? Are they like sacrificing
wanted to say
themselves
good
to
luck.
Mog
Bye.
Chothra?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Alright, since that's a pretty epic moment, we're going to switch back to Shay for a second, because her thing will be a good thing to end on.
You're not gonna believe this.
Ended up on.
There was another.
And it's
ice
cool how
cream
quickly and
avalanche?
seamlessly it just switches between these seemingly
Yeah.
completely separate stories.
Weird.
Yeah, that's man, that is creepy as friggin' hell. Like they're just sitting out here waiting for this creature
No,
from the deep
Gary
to just
doesn't like
come
to grab
over
things
and
without
destroy
handles.
them.
Yeah, and
the
they're all
fam-
like stoked about it too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be in
Just
your mouth again.
those friggin' yarn creatures are the greatest thing. Like, we're gonna need to write that down in our end of the year document because
The lovable,
Best
huggable
worst
yarn
creatures.
creatures.
we'll just have to say that. Hey Rick, you're never gonna believe this. There was another ice
Deep
cream
fried
avalanche.
nutrition paste.
Oh snap!
I mean, that's
Go on next.
some of the things
we
that
go
these
again.
guys are saying.
Yep, it's pretty jacked up.
I don't even feel like I should be laughing right now, but that
train wreck,
spoon
please.
saying, I really like it when I'm in your mouth, and then the yarn creatures just going, yay! Like,
Yeah, it's a pretty funny mix of like lighthearted stuff, and then they have some kind of adult humor in there occasionally.
yeah.
What's that, son? Did you say wake up the bridge man? That's such a good idea.
And what's funny too is if things happen and you just sit there and not do things that it wants you to, the characters will keep talking, and it usually gets pretty funny. Only us orphans. Like if you use the spoon on the yarn creatures on the train.
Well, we're stuck in the snow. Better eat the other passengers.
It's a little
Oh,
early
boy.
for that.
Stuck in the
Why
snow.
not
Better
yell
eat
at
the other
bridge man
passengers.
first?
Hey, I got a grabbing Gary. If you guys need help grabbing that.
I'm already grabbing.
So, about where did you actually get to?
The bridge man.
So obviously we need to try to break the cycle. It wants us to wake up the bridge man.
You can let go now. I got this.
Yeah.
I'm not letting go until
So let's
that
see if we
bridge
Wake
can.
up, bridge man!
Great. Now don't do anything else.
See, and they kind of give you hints because the guy says, "Don't do anything else. I'm gonna let go." So when he let go,
Bridge-
What are you doing?
we can yell at Bridge Man, tell him to go up, and then suddenly something crazy happens.
What were you thinking? You could have saved us so easily. After you had us being
Oh, yarn creatures. Screams of terror. I love this part when they're falling. Such
Interesting.
greatness.
Having fun?
Huh? Who
Yeah,
are you?
I think I'm afraid right now.
Fire a child's play. When you're ready for real danger, come
Ready for
see me.
real danger.
But-
I love this dude's
Tell
voice.
no one. Do you understand?
Okay. But.
No one.
Hey! Wait! What?
Meet the mysterious new creature
Yeah.
with a really
no
cool voice.
discussion about it, young man. You need to rest and heal up in bed until further notice.
Computer, I'm fine. Obviously.
No, you might have a delayed fracture. That can happen.
No, it can't.
All missions are canceled. I love you.
Dude.
Pretty
Eric, I'm gonna need to
interesting.
play this game.
Yeah.
Weird. No
Missions
missions.
canceled.
I can do. whatever?
So that's the first real overarching puzzle, is how to break that endless cycle of the same 4 things that you can do every day. And the trick is to make the train guy make it so that you miss the track and then go down. And then you'd get free roam of the spaceship, and things will get interesting from there. But let's switch over now back to Vella in her crazy situation. So now, essentially, Shay's story will be to explore the spaceship and just kind of find out what the hell's going on. Vella is in a weird place.
Hey, I've got a plan.
I already have a plan, thanks. Attract Mog Chothra with my slender frame and be remembered forever as a hero.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my god. I'm just so afraid
Bluebird,
of
can I
what's
get a
gonna
lift out of
happen.
here?
So you can kind of see, like, okay, there's this bird going by. It's trying to get at her drumstick, and Vella's trying to get the attention of the bird. So maybe something, you know, you're trying to look at what the puzzles and what can I do. It looks like it has something to do with trying to get the bird. So you're gonna need that drumstick from the
Hey, does that costume have any thorns we can use
chick
as
to her
weapons?
left.
It does, but they're made out of chocolate.
All the girls have these very
my
intricate
noble
dresses.
burden, not with apprehension, but with
Yeah, it
joy.
is pretty funny.
I give my life so that no harm comes to our village. No.
I love the music here
I
too.
give my life. No, me.
Sheesh. I could cut myself
How did they
out of the
come up
stress.
with this story?
Without that
I
burn,
know.
I don't even want to
I'm
know.
right out of here.
So I've still got the knife, but she says she needs the bird to help her get out. There's the knife on somebody
Need a
else.
utensil to eat that?
No thanks. I feel silverware detracts from the hand feel of the food.
I don't think I could hit her from here. Too skinny.
Oh, I want to see this creature.
Yeah,
When the monster gets close,
Have you-
you
did
can
you
use
actually
your
see the
candles to burn
creature?
its eyes.
you do.
Don't
We're gonna
distract
see
me.
it
Oh.
pretty soon.
I've got a chance to win this.
Once you talk to, I think, all the ladies, or at least the one on the far right. So if you want to not have the creature spoiled, go ahead and stop watching now. 'Cause it is pretty crazy.
Villages there, just
Yeah.
gathered. Wow. Oh my!
Oh, he's so majestic.
It's got so many eyes.
Dude,
Here I am,
This-
merciful King Mog.
what is going on with this game?
No, this way.
They're all
Great
like,
One.
"Eat me."
I am the one you've come so far to find. Over here, I am in blue.
It's Mother Brain.
See, he's drawn to the flame like a giant moth. What? No way. He's
By the
coming
way,
my direction.
I don't want to say it, but
Please,
I was
don't be
right.
hasty in
Demon
your
octopi.
decision, my lord.
Yep, called it.
Oh yes, take
Right?
your time.
Right?
Look
Huh?
over
Straight up.
all your options, and then after some careful consideration.
Oh, just
Wow.
straight up.
What is?
Straight up eats her.
Uh,
It's just her body just like falls into its mouth. That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
sloppy eater.
I am horrified right now.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. So I actually have control again now while this thing's like looming in front of me.
Nothing left but crumbs. Horrible.
But I think
Horrible crumbs.
maybe we should. I mean, let's not be hasty, too.
We gotta get out of here.
Are you kidding? I've been starving myself for weeks for this.
Hey,
I'm
can I have a drink
speechless
of
right
that
now.
water?
All right, well this serves as pretty much the
Trace
big
into that sweet corset you've got on. Never can be too bad.
the big story moment.
This
The first
horrible
one
thing,
for
you gotta
Shay
deal.
was meeting Merrick and kind of breaking the endless cycle he was in.
So much.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And this one is
This thing's
the
just
actual
too big
monster
for
of the
me.
feast.
Trade back.
So don't want to spoil anything
Oh,
beyond
that
this.
poor girl.
This is already pretty crazy and it's still eating people. Holy crap.
No! That should have been me!
Yeah.
But obviously, this what's cool is this serves as a puzzle itself too. You have to kind of work your way out of how to get on here. The giant mog chocolate cookie. All right, but we can probably call it here just to avoid any more story spoilers. Certainly, you get a gist of the interface, the gameplay. It's very much a point-and-click adventure game. Everything's all streamlined and modernized, but it plays great. And I think what makes it really special, the art style is fantastic. That kind of hand-drawn painting look to it. The animations are really cool to see in action, and that Double Fine writing, which, God, yeah, the worlds just seem fantastic. There's something sinister underneath all the lighthearted stuff, which is just really intriguing and interesting. I'm really excited to see where they go with this.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I had no idea what to think at first. I had heard reports from around the internet and other people that that game is really weird, man. And you know what? They weren't lying. But it's Double Fine's writing. So far, it seems genius to me. I really can't wait to see what happens after this. You got me on a cliffhanger, and I hate that.
Mission accomplished, yeah.
Well, Eric, I'm feeling that you and the PC squad, you might need to do a full playthrough of this.
Yeah, it could definitely be something we could do. I'm definitely feeling this game. It's pretty entertaining.
Excellent. Well, it looks like right now, yeah, if you back the game, you can play it. When does it actually become available to the public? The 24th?
I think it's
that?
Yeah, 2 weeks from today, I believe, which 28th, I believe, of January.
Yeah, but you can totally pick it up right now for $22 on Steam, and it'll come with the 2 episodes.
Yeah, I don't know if they've released when the second episode is going to happen. I think it's supposed to be like spring, so I don't think it's going to be too far away. But yeah, so far it's pretty fantastic. As far as adventure games go, it's really great just to see one of such a big caliber with a huge, really star-studded voice cast, especially for gaming-wise. Double Fine's got some good track record with Jack Black, obviously from Brutal Legend. He does a character in the game. They got Will Wheaton to come in and do a character, and they got some pretty good celebrities and also just some good video game voice actors as well.
Elijah Wood, Jennifer Hale. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. For an adventure game, you usually don't have names like that to drop.
Yeah, and that helps a lot with the atmosphere and to help really flesh out the world and the writing is to have some awesome voice acting in there. So, I mean, just the sum of all the parts make it just really, really cool, I think.
All right. Well, shoot. Thank you, Eric, for showing us Double Fine's Broken Age and one of the more important video games to release in 2014 right now.
Sure, yeah. Alright, guys, you can check out Mr. Andrew Whipple at InfestedAndy on Twitter, and you can follow me at Rogue Watson on Twitter, and be sure to stop by the site. Leviathan, you can also follow Leviathan on Twitter, Leviathyn, and thanks, Guy, for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.